and welcome back to the Insurance Guru. My name is Ayanda Malele, and thank you so much for coming back to watch my channel and get educated about this topic of insurance. So we're focusing on short-term insurance at the moment, discussing contents cover. Now I'm going to discuss with you optional covers. So I take my standard contents cover, then they offer me these additional or optional covers that I could take to add on. The first one I'd like to discuss with you is the optional cover for goods used for business. So some insurers will say, we don't cover goods used for business. You need to take the optional cover. And if I'm Ayanda and I'm a photographer, videographer, I go out to people and I shoot their weddings or their play dates or whatever it is, come back home, edit the stuff, email it back. So no one comes to my house, but I operate my camera and my computers for my business. I could then take this optional cover for goods used for business. So that's the first one. The next cover that you can take as an optional cover is that of subsidence and landslips. What is that cover? We've discussed it before that some areas are more prone to subsidence and landslips. So usually, not all insurers, but some insurers exclude this from their policy. And when they exclude it, some can say, we'll give it to you as an optional cover, but because we're giving to you as an optional cover, you must pay a premium for it. As with all optional covers. So you pay a premium to then enjoy that cover. So if it's an exclusion, other insurers will be willing to cover it for you as an optional take-on additional cover. Another interesting additional cover that one could take up is that of extended liability. So liability cover covers you and your members of your household. Something happens to someone while they're in your premises and they get lost, damaged, and now they want to come after you because they fell and broke their leg while they were in your property. In this instance, most insurers cover you standard of 5 million rands as your liability cover. But they also are aware that we could be friends with very big people. I could have my friends being Patrice Motsepe, the Ackermans, you never know, right? So if I've got those kind of people coming to my house, 5 million rand cover is not really sufficient because anything could happen to all of them and then they could all come after me. So I could extend my liability cover to 10 million or 20 million. Depending on the insurer, some could even extend it higher, you can check, but the standard is usually 5 million as an entry point, then it's 10 or 15 or 20 that you can then increase it to, add an additional premium. And another additional or optional cover you could take on is that of additional theft cover. So additional theft cover is in two parts. First, additional theft cover, you come to me and you want to insure your contents with my insurance company, Insurance Red at the moment because I'm wearing that color. At Insurance Red, we see that you don't have burglar bars, you don't have security gates, you don't have a gate, you don't have any security whatsoever. So we look at this risk and we say we actually can't provide cover, and you've already had 2 robberies in the past 3 months, for instance. So we can't cover you. Then we could say, listen, we could possibly give you cover for this, but you're going to need to pay an additional premium for additional theft cover. And that this is where it would come in. And obviously that additional theft cover, like, it covers. So it's just better to get burglar bars and fix your life and security. But if you can't, you can then have additional theft cover. Another part where additional theft cover also then comes into play is if you have got a holiday home and you are not there half of the time, over 60 consecutive days, as they say in insurance. So if your house will not be occupied for more than 60 consecutive days, now you're going to also need that additional theft cover in order for us to entertain or want to cover your contents. So it applies to holiday homes, and most people with holiday homes, that additional premium for them is nothing, because if you can be paying a 4 million rand house somewhere in Cape Town while you've got another 6 million rand house in Joburg, then yeah, I think 1,000 rands for you is really small change. So I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things about your contents cover, things that maybe you can go on and add onto your policy, things that you may not have asked your insurance company about. For instance, if you do have that side hustle, you started it recently, please call your insurance company to say, listen, I've got this at home. Am I still covered fully, or must I take this optional policy that you guys offer or optional cover, not policy really, but optional cover, and then see what they say. But thank you so much for staying tuned this long. Thank you for watching this series of videos. I hope that they have taught you one or two things, and you will be able to scrutinize your insurance policy and also realize that insurers are not out to get you. They're out to just cover you and get their money and then keep it moving and pay claims where they're valid, you know? So thank you for watching. See you in the next video.